Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Pony 411. This is episode 133 for the week of February 28th. I am Alca7raz, and with me is Nemesis.
Hey there.
Hey. So yeah, we're back again. Got another episode. Not as much news this week as the last few times. Still
That's because we didn't have a toy
but
fair to deal with.
Yeah. But anyway, let's just get right to this. We got some news, we actually have a little bit of fan content coming up, and hopefully an interesting discussion. So, let's get to this. If you'd like to follow along with the news, you can find our show notes at pony411.libsyn.com/show notes. So go there, click the link for this episode, and let's get to this. In convention news, BabsCon has announced Andrea Libin, Terry Clausen, and GM Barrow. Unfortunately, though, John Delancey had to cancel his appearance due to being cast in an upcoming play. Buck has announced Sean Wasabi will be performing at their Summer Sun Celebration concert. Bit interesting, but awesome. And Galacon has announced their cosplay contest, and that vendor applications are now open. Brony Can has announced that Shannon Chan Kent will be joining Andrea Lemon at this year's convention. Midwest Brony Fest has announced Peter New, as well as a Friday night concert featuring some of the lesser-known DJs to give them a chance to shine.
Yeah, the underground.
Yep, PVFM Underground. And Everfree Northwest has announced Amy Keating Rogers will be in attendance.
I suspect her ukulele will be in attendance as well.
I suspect, considering that was pretty heavily mentioned with the announcement. In fandom news, a new fan-made tabletop game has popped up called Buckshot, using bottle caps to play.
That's odd.
Yes.
And cards.
Bottle caps and cards. If that sounds interesting to you, go check that out. Overmare Studios has released their first public demo of the upcoming Fallout Equestria game.
Yes.
I have not played it yet.
Neither have I,
but it's there.
It's also pre-alpha, so...
Oh yeah, definitely expect broken things. That's just
expect to be unoptimized as well.
Yeah. Friendship is Epic has released another small teaser video showing some more character gameplay.
Showing that they've added Applejack and Rainbow Dash.
Yes. Let's see give it a little bit of insight onto how those characters play. Ambient has released another update video detailing the current progress on that. They had to delay things, but things still are progressing.
Looking like they're aiming for an April release, which is, wow.
Yeah, that's like
I didn't realize they were that far along.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be much, much later. Pony's Anthology 1 and a more recent Doors PMV have been hit with copyright claims, but not from Hasbro.
Yeah.
They're audio copyright claims.
These
are
music they've used in the videos.
And they're legitimate copyright claims, especially the Doors one. It's the full song.
Although it's kind of a weird timing just because of what's been going on recently with YouTube and copyright stuff.
Yes, there's been a whole bunch of stuff going on there.
Where's the fair use?
Yep, where's the fair use? But these ones, I mean, it is a legitimate copyright claim. They did use the audio. There is no fair use claim on the audio because it doesn't.
But you could possibly argue on Anthology that because they're using it combined with the animation, you could argue that they are making a transformative work, and thus it is under fair use.
Yes, you could argue that. The Doors one, no, it's just a music video thing. So there's no commenting or anything on that.
Nope.
Gameloft has announced not just Gilda, like we talked about last episode, bunch of other Griffins as well. And a whole VIP system to milk even more money.
Yeah.
And
a clown pony.
Yes, and a clown pony.
Which is what you are if you actually buy that stuff.
Yes. You are a clown.
It's ridiculous. They've taken it to an absurd degree.
It is free to win, pay to win at its maximum. In merchandise news, Paperpunk has shown off a line of papercraft ponies at the New York Toy Fair. Papercraft, yeah. These are the kind that you don't need scissors or glue or anything.
Yeah, so probably perforated paper.
Yep. So easy, simple.
Perforated paper pony.
Ha. Apparently, the Wave 16 blind bags were also shown at the New York Toy Fair. It looks to be a Wave 6 re-release, but it might have some Nightmare Night themed figures in there as well, because the packaging shows all that sort of stuff.
It's a little weird because it's also coinciding with them showing off the Nightmare Night themed Friendship is Magic collection, which is kind of blind bag-esque.
Yes, so it's a little bit interesting there. We might see some chase figures specific to this wave that are Nightmare Night themed.
Not sure what's going on.
Yeah.
Toys.
Yes, get your toys. 3 upcoming books have had their listing on Amazon updated with titles and cover images.
Mm-hmm.
There are Princess Cadence and the Spring Heart's Garden, Pinkie Pie Keeps a Secret, and The Friendship Chronicles starring Twilight Sparkle, Pinkie Pie, and Rainbow Dash.
I recall that last one is just an anthology of previously released books.
Yeah, it's 3 different stories in one.
I suspect Pinkie Pie Keeps a Secret might be an adaptation of the one where Pinkie Pie knows.
That's what the assumption is, yeah.
I don't know what the other one is.
I don't know.
I'm assuming a garden is involved in some way. And Cadence.
Probably part of the Princess collection.
Yeah.
Maybe. Wave 2 of the Hairband Brushables is available on Amazon.
Yes.
Just some more.
Just more brushables with hairbands.
With hairbands. Multi-Pulti has announced 3 new plushies, including Applejack, Luna, and Nightmare Moon. So that completes the main 6 and adds more.
Yes.
They're interesting looking too.
Yeah, I don't like the way they do the mouths.
Yeah.
Especially on Nightmare Moon, it looks pretty bad.
Well, that and the colors too for Luna.
Yeah.
They're interesting color choices.
Just a bit. But yeah, Nightmare Moon is just, it looks weird because of the open mouth design.
Yep. It's like
I don't think I like it.
But hey. If
There's
you do,
no choice, especially if you want Nightmare Moon. Because I think this is only official.
And you're
Nightmare
in the
Moon.
area. I think this is
Are they Europe only?
More East Russia type stuff. So
yeah, Eastern Europe and Russia. Well, someone will be willing to sell it to you.
Yeah, if you want, you might be able to find someone.
It's the only official Nightmare Moon we have so far.
It is. The Equestria Girls Book 6 now has a title, and it's Twilight Sparkly Sleepover Surprise.
Yes, and this is the in-between book between 3 and 4.
Yeah. Twilight Sparkly Sleepover.
Oh, dear.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I suspect it's the side Twi they're kind of dealing with the whole, hey, I got new friends and stuff. I don't know what to do.
Yep.
And a sleepover, no.
Well, maybe since at the end of the movie we saw the other Twilight, maybe she can give her sleepover experiences because those went so well.
The 2 Twilights and 1 sleepover.
Yes. Double the book.
Yeah. We don't know. It's definitely between the 2 movies.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. In comic news, a preview for comic issue number 40 is up on iTunes, as usual. Pretty regular.
This is the Twilight takes care of Spike when he was younger issue.
Yeah. Comic issue number 42 has been announced. It's about Pinkie. Its synopsis is as follows. Pinkie Pie decides to make her very own comic book. Pinkie's version of a comic book might just be a little bit different than what you were expecting.
Oh.
Yeah. This is actually going to have a variant cover by Caitlin Vibrandy, if I pronounce that one right, but it's Pixel Prism.
Yeah.
So it's another fandom artist getting to do a variant.
Indeed.
Which is really cool. Friends Forever number 28 has also been announced. This one will be about Luna and the CMC. The Cutie Mark Crusaders visit Canterlot. When their appointed guardian is summoned away, it's up to Princess Luna to watch over the precocious fillies. Luna can't be that bad with kids, right?
They're all going to die.
Yep. My vice CMCs, you had your Cutie Mark for only so long. Which apparently they will have them in this issue.
Well, yeah, they're at the point of... it's enough time has passed between that episode airing and these issues coming out that the comic people have had time to react.
Yep. But they're presenting it with the cover on this one. It's kind of cool. Now with Cutie Mark. Yeah, so it's great.
Now with karate chop action.
In Friendship is Magic news, because we don't actually have any other Equestria Girls news.
For now.
The German Season 4 DVD cover is rather interesting.
Someone had fun.
Someone had a lot of fun. It's pretty cool.
Someone got something through they probably shouldn't have been able to get through.
It's great, though. It is. So go check that out. We could potentially be seeing Babseed again in Manhattan, coming Season 6, if a recent official Facebook post is any inclination.
Or it could be absolutely nothing.
It could be, because it says, Explore Equestria on the website. It might just be the website thing, but we might be seeing that. They are presenting him, so.
Yeah, and with her Cutie Mark now.
Yes. The MLP YouTube channel is releasing short Explore Equestria promo videos featuring different places in Equestria. So far we have Ponyville and Manhattan, I believe.
Yeah, and nothing new in them yet, but you never know.
Never know.
In the future, maybe.
Some of the next promo videos might have unreleased footage.
And then the fandom will melt down again.
Again. Like we haven't melted down enough as it is. And in the last bit of news, a bunch of interesting tidbits had cropped up at the MLP Toy Fair panel.
Yeah, we talked about a couple of them last time, but some of this stuff wasn't really out there in big detail until after we recorded. And a lot of us just talking about stuff like, oh, hey, it's a big deal because, hey, guys like ponies and they're responding to that. And yeah, boys, girls, and adults are the targets of Guardians of Harmony, which is the new thing. Of course, the IDW thing. The little new animation, which it may be in an episode. Yeah. It was very short. There's some parts of the toys which are apparently inspired by a episode of the show. So the hero medallions or whatever they're calling them, which is interesting. They showed us clips of season 6, which we did talk about the Heartwarming Eve song and the Gabby the Griffin thing as being there too, including the Griffins might have cutie marks or something.
Yeah.
Or be able to get them. And dragons, which I think we saw last week, we didn't talk about because we kind of were, again, swamped with news, so we kind of new dragons, including a girl dragon. I wonder if it's the same one from the comic.
Possibly.
Remember her. Another pony called it Cotton Candy Face.
Cotton Candy Face.
Of course, teasing about epic story in the movie and cast announcements coming in the future and whatnot. And also, this is where they announced what's her face? Emily Blunt, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was, I believe.
And yeah, so they're not a whole lot, but a little bit more information about upcoming fiction and toys and not.
So yeah, well, some interesting tidbits. That's the news.
We're done with that.
Yep, not a huge amount this week, so
thank God.
Yeah, we had enough last episode to last a couple episodes. So yeah, we're gonna try a discussion. Like we mentioned a little bit, the Guardians of Harmony line.
Yes, that is a thing.
That is a thing that is coming out, and it's new and it's different than what we're normally expecting.
I don't like different.
So yeah, what does it mean?
What does Guardians of Harmony mean exactly for us as a fandom, for the show, and I guess for the franchise in general?
Yeah, and for Hasbro, what does all of this mean now that we're getting all of this out?
Yeah, it's okay. So just as a recap, Guardians of Harmony is the brand new, very action figure oriented line that comes action figures with little gimmicks and weapons and whatnot, and it's tied into a brand new storyline. It's going to be part of the IDW comics. It seems like it's going to be somewhat separate from Friendship is Magic, the show, but we don't know for sure yet.
Right.
But as they've confirmed, it's a brand new push because of the newfound male and adult demographics that are starting to appreciate the show.
Yeah, they're actually recognizing it.
Mm-hmm. So it's a response to that. And it's interesting because they mentioned that as of right now, roughly 30% of the American audience of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is male. 30%
is significant.
That is not.
It's not
all
catering.
Adults.
Yeah,
that's not all the adult, mind you. That's adults and kids.
Yeah, that's
who are
just
male.
Male demographic doesn't say anything about age.
It's 30%, which is enough to pay attention to, but not enough to actually.
They're not going to rewrite everything for the male audience.
Mm-hmm. And the Guardians of Harmony is kind of a brand new thing. They've never done this with ponies before. Ponies have been generally, for the past 30 years, just a fairly static figure with brushable hair.
Yep.
And that's pretty much it. Maybe they have an accessory or two, but that's essentially it. And it's only recently they've started branching out a little.
Yeah.
And so the thing is, like, why now?
Yeah, why now?
And, well, we kind of know some of the answers to that. It's like
some of it is probably us.
Yeah, we've kind of made a big dent in that. We're not every part of it, mind you, probably good. I think us as the adult audience is probably a good 15% or so, maybe 20, but
half the male.
Yeah, I'm suspect if that, or I'm going to be ultra generous about that. We're not as big yet as, say, the Transformers as of right now. They're saying the older, like, as an example, the Transformers fandom, they say about 30% of the Transformers fandom is or 30% of the people buying Transformers merchandise is adult or older collectors.
Yeah.
They didn't say outright adult, but they said older, which would imply at least 12 or higher.
Yeah. Where in this case, the 30% is
just male.
Just male.
Which could also mean 10-year-olds and whatnot.
Yeah.
8, 10-year-olds, which we know watch the show because we've seen that.
Yes, we have.
I remember way, like at least half a year ago, something like that, there was that mother who wrote into Hasbro asking why isn't there toys for her son to play with.
Yep.
Because he loves the show, but he's not interested in brushables and stuff that's boring to him.
Yeah. So we wanted something.
So it's kind of a response to that. It's like, okay, we got a significant thing, but you also have to acknowledge that, yes, some girls also like action figures and whatnot. So they like the show, but they don't like the toys. So let's make something different.
Yeah.
And it's also kind of going response to, it's been a big thing for the last few years. The toy industry is like, we need to stop making these toys which are divided very strictly by gender.
The whole let toys be toys.
Yeah. That whole thing. Because if most of you growing up probably went in the toy section was, here's all the boys' toys, and here are the 2 aisles, which are just nothing but pink.
Yep, the blue aisles and the pink aisles.
It's like only like 2 aisles, and there's 3 or 4, which are boys' toys.
Yep. And the boys' toys ones always had more variants and stuff, too.
Yeah, so this is kind of the thing where they're kind of like, okay, let's make these less strictly for girls and kind of start spreading things out. And on top of that, the Guardians of Harmony stuff, it's also the kind of the why now is like what took them so long, because that was a lot of complaint. I've noticed a lot of complaints about that when these were first announced, was what took Hasbro so long to make these. Why did they wait 6 years to do this?
Yeah, that would be like, part of it would be they're not just going to start doing something immediately.
Yeah.
It's going to take a little bit of them watching before they decide to take the risk.
Mm-hmm.
They have to understand that there is a risk doing this.
Yes, they take a risk like this before, and it kind of burned them.
And it could be a very huge financial failure, and it could hurt them if it fails.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they're not going to immediately jump onto a bandwagon as soon as they see something starting. There has to be enough evidence that there might be success here before they do it. Again, there's another part to that, is it takes a while before things actually come out when they do start.
Yeah. Because for one, they have to, like you said, we have to basically research on us. They have to see, okay, what do they want? What are they asking for? Are they actually going to stick around? Is this just a weird fad? Are they actually going to stick around? And okay, they've been sticking around. So, and they've said they'll buy stuff. They buy this. They've bought these Funko figures that we license out. They buy these 40E plushies and stuff. So let's see what they'll buy. And they seem to have a negative reaction to the brushables, but they buy the blind bags because they're show accurate.
Yes.
Or at least more show accurate than the brushables.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, as we've seen, these Guardians of Harmony things are molded hair and very, very, very hard to be accurate to the show. So it makes sense that, okay, this is what they want. So let's see what happens if we give it to them. This is a huge risk for them, and they don't know if this fails. Well, this is not going to happen again for a long time.
Yeah, it won't, because it costs a lot.
And speaking also, this also took so long because it takes like a good 2-3 years from inception to release for a toy.
Yeah, because they come up with the initial idea, but then they have to refine it and stuff like that before they can even start. I
read this article actually about the Transformers, which Hasbro also does, and they're talking about like they're in the Hasbro studio. They're there to see how the designer's offices looking at this toys, and this was in August 2013. And they're showing them all the process of making the Transformers from the initial sketches to the final, okay, this is ready for release, and the final boxed like production samples. And they're also said there were certain areas they couldn't go to because they were told explicitly, these are toys that are being released in 2016. We can't show you these. This is back in 2013. This is Transformers, which are, let's be honest, inherently more complicated to design than My Little Pony stuff.
They are.
So they're going to take a little bit longer. So we can, I guess, assume like 2 years. So
1 to 2 depending on complexity.
Maybe 3 depending, because if it's a whole new line, they have to do that whole thing. If it's a brand new line. So I would think like the Quester Girls minis are also a sign that things are changing.
Yes,
because they're kind of related. These are the dolls we all like. Gross. Most of us we don't like these. These are terrible looking.
Like this show.
And then we got these new minis, which very positive reaction to, and they're selling very well.
Yeah, they're great.
So why did they take them so long? Because they kind of had to. These weren't probably planned until the movie came out, and they were like sitting there. Will this be they'll just actually get a positive reception from them, and it did. So they're like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah, and there's also more than just the figures themselves that have to be designed.
You have to.
You're doing testing with the names and
you have to make
packaging.
sure that legal
legal
too.
You have to wait till you get your trademarks through. Well, you don't have to,
because remember, we saw a while back the trademark for Guardian of Harmony was filed, and we're like, what the heck is this?
Yeah, so that should give you some indication as to when they started making these.
They have to, design, like, okay, what's the overall theme of the design? What are we doing? Like this, it's the action figures, and there's going to be like action. Then they like obviously have like weapons and stuff, which is way different.
This is completely, yeah.
They have to decide like the general theme. They have to decide like price points and how big they are, what characters are being made, how many waves they want to do, how long it lasts.
Yeah, how big of a line. It's just
so on and so forth. It just keeps going.
There's a lot of aspects to this business that I think a lot of the consumers
also, then of course, the safety
don't know.
part too.
Yeah, once you actually get a prototype, you have to go through safety.
Yeah, and I also know Hasbro has more. They personally have more stringent safety standards than they are legally obligated to.
Which is, I think,
it's
a good practice. It's a standard.
That's what they do, but they're way more stringent. There's stuff they could legally release, but they don't.
Yeah.
They also have talked. There was also that same article I was referencing earlier. They're talking about this one big, crazy, complicated toy they were designing and got very far along, but they canceled because it wound up being extremely expensive and possible danger to some children because of the moving parts it had, because it was motorized and whatnot.
Yeah, that's always a fun one when you have motorized stuff.
And it wound up being cut because it was just getting ridiculously expensive too. So that's another thing. They have to figure out the cost of making these things and if it's viable and the margins and all that stuff. So that took a couple of years, and then so once they figured out all of that, and then they could finally start releasing this stuff.
Yep.
And of course, we've only seen the first piece of it. We don't know what's going on after this, like what other characters. It's obviously they usually plan like at least 3 or 4 waves of this sort of thing,
and hope that they don't fail.
Usually these are like toys are planned by roughly a year-to-year basis. Like every year, like this is our set of toys for this year. This is our set of. They also have to kind of guess market trends as well, because again, they're working way in advance. Which
is why they don't. Yeah, it's why it takes a while to start production, because they have to go. Okay, they have to have enough information to see a potential trend, so that they can predict the trend ahead of time.
And that's okay. So there's that, and the thing is, this is like we said, very fictionally as well. This is a very big departure from what My Little Pony's been about, and we're kind of seeing in the show stuff like this start to leak into the show here and there, particularly like the season 4 finale, the season 5 finale, season 5 all new stuff is popping into the show, and it's kind of it's a little bit of a darker tones and whatnot are creeping in, and they've said like repeatedly like they're not reacting really to us. They're doing what they want to do, and they're allowed to get away with this now.
Yeah, they're seeing that,
and also the initial target audience is responding positively to it too.
Yeah, they're starting to see that the actual target audience is responding better, so they're able to start venturing.
And they've also
down this.
We talk about target audience. The target audience has changed now too. It's no longer just little girls. They have now outright confirmed we are now going after everyone.
Yeah, they've opened it up. I mean, even
little girls, little boys. Teenagers, adults, the collectors, they're aiming after a lot of people now. They've gone ahead and admitted that, okay, this narrow focus thing ain't working anymore. Let's broaden the horizon.
Or it was working, but they're finding everything else is working well too.
Yeah, so let's broaden those horizons. So I'm wondering, and this is kind of Guardians of Harmony, because the IDW thing is happening. We know this.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, because right now we got more or less a singular connected world for Friendship is Magic.
Seems to be yes.
Yeah, so a single My Little Pony canon going on at one time. Arguments about B canon, but that's all a single bubble.
Yeah, IDW tries to keep everything within as much as they can to the show.
Yeah, but it's all anyway. So the show, the comics, Equestria Girls, all that is kind of its own continuity, even if it sometimes doesn't totally line up. It's still it's singular world.
It's supposed to be.
It's still a singular world. Thing like Transformers, though, again, I'm bringing this in because I know this well, and it's the same company, so
it's
a lot
Hasbro,
of
so a lot of it.
And again,
work.
Hasbro is doing the same diversifying here. It's the same sort of stuff. The whole company's changing, so it makes sense. They have with Transformers, they have currently 3 different fictions going on. They have Rescue Bots, which is for little kids, 3 or 4-year-olds. They have Robots in Disguise, which is for older kids, and then right now they have the comics from IDW, which is also going to be joined by a Machinima web series, which is for older audiences. That's multiple things.
Yeah, complete separate universes.
Yeah. Well, sometimes they'll make references to each other, but they're pretty much separated from each other. And I'm curious if they're going to start doing the same sort of thing here with ponies.
It would be interesting
if they start. It's Guardians of Harmony is possibly. I wonder if they're going to explain. If it's possibly like an offshoot.
Yeah.
If it's like we just got a branch timeline or something, or if it's just going to be kind of okay, this is similar, but we're going to do because it's a comic only thing. Although it seems like it's still going to be the main. It might be the whole main series. Might be rather than just being random stories set within the Friendship is Magic world. Might be now okay. The main comic line is now Guardians of Harmony, and it's its own continuity now.
It could be.
I'm wondering if that's the case, and that might be amazing, or it might fall flat on its face.
Yeah, but that's pretty much the way it is with any big thing like this.
Yeah.
It could go either direction.
Yeah, and that's why I'm interested in fictionally, because that's crazy what they're doing with this, and I'm wondering if the push is going to be worth it, because again, like Hasbro's diversifying with Transformers, and it looks like they might be doing the same thing with My Little Pony, or they have been diversifying with Transformers and succeeding. Yeah, their whole plan is basically get you young and keep you buying their stuff until at least 12. They can count on you to probably 10 or 12, but then after that, some of you might stick around, or maybe disappear for a bit, but then come back.
Yeah, so they want to keep it, hook you while you're young, and then give you, as you get older and get more mature.
I'm wondering if this also means in a couple of years we're going to get a sort of Friendship is Magic still going, but not as a show, as G5's already started and all that stuff, but G4 still going in a sense, like just for us, like just as a comic series or something,
comic series and stuff like that,
or what they're doing now with Combiner Wars and Transformers, which is it's a Machinima series, just a web series.
That would be interesting. That would be really interesting.
It's like, well, we can now actually go ahead and get a little crazy. We're not as restricted anymore.
Yeah, because they lose their initial.
The question, should they?
Yeah, that is a question. Is should they?
I know it's one of those, because it's weird, because I know it's darker. It looks like it's going to be a darker thing. So I'm wondering if that's going to succeed well with what we've seen. I mean, you've seen fanfics and stuff where people successfully put these characters into a darker point.
Yeah, but with the fanfics, the audience is specifically us.
Yeah, I know, that's the thing.
This one they have to be.
But that's the thing. It's its own separate. It sounds like its own separate thing. Whereas Friendship Magic still is doing its own thing, and Friendship is Magic. We have Guardians of Harmony might be starting, might be doing its own. Who knows?
Yeah, I think it'll allow them to go darker, not quite as dark as fanfics, but
who knows where they'll go?
They do still have to be a little.
Because I remember with the people making the Combiner Wars series, they said we pretty much had no restrictions. Huh. You're told we could do whatever we wanted.
That's cool.
So I'm not sure. Who knows what's going on here? I don't know. What is interesting too is this was kind of overlooked. I didn't notice until I actually. But during their little press conference thing or whatever at the Toy Fair, they had their panel. They also talked about this where they're going to actually start taking fan feedback into account.
Interesting.
Like also specifically seeking it out, and they've done this with Transformers, and this might be a thing where in the future we might design a character. Possibly for Guardians of Harmony. And the thing is, though, before you get too crazy about that, it's usually what is you have to sign up for something and you have to vote on. Yeah. You have a limited set of options, but you vote. Like for Transformers, they've done it twice. They had like, okay, is it a new character to be male or female? Are they Autobot, Decepticon? Is it a jet, a plane? Is it a jet, a car? What? And what's the color scheme? Stuff like that. Real simple stuff, but you have like 4 choices, and so you can't go crazy and just say, oh, I want this, 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 and this.
Yeah, that kind of sounds like a different, completely only related in the voting part of the Mountain Dew's Democracy thing.
Yeah, that
was how it was. It was
only so many choices, but you do have a hand in it. And I remember with those, actually, it's funny because wound up being female both times, won overwhelmingly.
Yeah, everyone wanted a female Transformer.
Yeah, we don't get a lot of those, but it was interesting also because it's like, the color scheme and whatnot. Well, for Windblade, which was the first winner, she wound up being red and black. I swear to God, fandom, if we wind up creating a character and it winds up being a black and red Alicorn OC, I don't know what will happen.
I don't know what else.
I can't have faith in anything at that point anymore.
I cannot be held responsible for what might happen.
Pretty much. But it'll be interesting because they're going to ask us for feedback on the toys and like, hey, what do you guys want to see?
Yeah.
And they won't always say, they're going to be asking the kids as well, but we'll have a chance to get our voices heard for real.
Just as long as we don't pull a 4chan on it and destroy the vote.
Don't do that. Don't intentionally sabotage.
Oh, it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen if they do an online vote.
Well, I think with Transformers, what they did, you had to download the Transformers app. which, they'll probably do the same thing because they already have those pony apps as well. So there'll probably be something in there. You have to at least register an account and vote. So
let's hope they do it right.
They also can tell when someone's trying to screw with them.
Hopefully. If they do it right.
They did mention it. They were threw out a bunch of crap the last time a few times. But
right.
So they're going to be specifically asking us, like, what kind of toys do you guys want to see? Like, stuff like that. And for me personally, this is something, because I remember way back when they said, they mentioned it. They were making a My Little Pony Transformer crossover toy that got canned before they actually released it. It was a Twilight Prime, you remember?
Yeah.
I'm hoping maybe this might have a chance of bringing that back.
That would be cool.
Because I want those, please. I really want that.
That hits like all of your personal preferences
and
at once.
That's totally within the realm of possibility because they've just revamped everything and they own both properties.
Yeah, they don't have to worry about licensing stuff.
Yeah, so they just... And I just like, if that happens, if they're like, what do you want? It's like just an actual form. I will say, I want MLP Transformer crossover toys, please. Fiction,
whatever.
If you can pull it off, whatever. I mean, it'd have to be completely goofy, and I'd be fine with that. But please, if you can do the toys, please. That's one thing I'm really hoping actually kind of comes out of this.
I just hope that doesn't give people the idea of start submitting Sonic crossovers.
That's probably not going to happen. Hasbro probably ignore those anyway.
Fortunately,
I mean, Hasbro can just say, "Oh, this is implausible. This is dumb," or whatever.
We can't deal with the licensing on that. Sorry.
Pretty much, yeah. They're just like, no, we're not going to do that. But if it's like, say, hey, it's like we own both. Well,
they own.
Well, if they get a large number of people saying, "Hey, we want My Little Pony Transformer toys," they might go ahead and do it.
They might.
Depends, I mean, especially might be initially what they'd probably do is just take existing figures they have and just retool them and repaint them. But then if they wind up being really popular, then they might actually go ahead and start bringing back new figures.
So yeah, 3 years down the line, we might get a new figure.
Yeah, although actually because the nice thing is if it's an existing figure just being repainted and retooled, it's a lot faster.
Oh yeah, that part. But I mean, new figures, if those are popular, those will take 3 years.
So it's also, if this is another thing, if they start asking for feedback, ask for a Sunset toy in Guardians of Harmony.
Or you can just ignore him and ask for what you want.
Ask for a Sunset toy. You want it too. I'm not asking for much. Just a Sunset toy.
just a Sunset. Well, you're getting Sunset and other things. They seem to start pushing her.
Although that's kind of coming to fall. At least it seems like it's fall. They never actually said when. It seemed like, I think someone said everything on display there was coming in the fall. Although with Hasbro, I've noticed fall usually means late July anymore.
So early.
If it's scheduled for fall, it usually means it's coming out and actually you're going to start seeing it in July. But I'm really excited about where this is going.
Yeah, this could be really awesome.
Oh, it's scary because this is unknown territory for everyone.
It is.
So if you really like where this Guardians of Harmony thing is going, you're going to have to make sure to buy the merchandise.
Yeah, that's one thing. Even if you might not like what we see now, if you like the direction it's going, you have to some way show that this is a good direction to go.
Mm-hmm. Again, remember, they usually have it committed so that they're usually committed to at least a couple waves. So even if this first wave, because they confirmed there's more toys they have not shown yet for Guardians of Harmony. I would not be surprised if eventually all the main 6 are on Guardians of Harmony, because so far we've only pretty much seen Twilight and Dash.
Yeah, those are what we've seen so far.
And Pinkie Pie. I almost forgot about her.
Yeah.
But the others, we have not seen the other 3 yet, but I suspect they will all be there eventually, probably in wave 2 or something.
Probably. But yeah, if you like the direction, you gotta show that this is a good way for them to go. You gotta support them with money.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much the only way they know it's going to be successful is if people buy it.
And also, of course, buying the comics would probably help too.
That helps too.
One of the other, or both. Either way, if you really like it, if you not really care, okay, it's fine. But if you really do like it, you're gonna have to vote with your wallet.
Yep.
You're gonna make sure, because what's gonna happen is they don't really, Hasbro doesn't sell direct to you. They sell to the stores. You have to buy from the store, so the store orders more. So Hasbro goes, okay, this is popular.
Yep.
Otherwise, it's like going to sit there, and and the stores will say we're not ordering more because it's just sitting on the shelf.
Yep.
So,
or worse, they have to return it.
Yeah, that doesn't happen that often.
It doesn't. It only happens if they need more room.
It happens if they need more room, and the clearance sale has not worked.
Yeah. So, if you like where it's going, vote with your wallet.
Again, we don't know for sure whether fiction-wise, we don't know anything really yet. But toy-wise, I'm kind of excited for a couple of them. I'm definitely buying that Twilight. I might buy the Chrysalis, even though it comes with Spike.
Yeah.
And those aren't wheels.
Those aren't wheels. No.
They're just rounded up because it's safer than actually having pointy bits.
Yep.
Especially since it's designed to fire.
Yeah, it flings them. So
that has to be at least rounded off so a kid doesn't get their eye shot out. Believe it or not, that's not a good thing for a toy to have.
No, it's not. Yeah, I'll, of course, have to buy the Dash.
Yeah, with tank.
With tank.
So I think that's more or less everything we can say about that.
All right, yeah, I don't think if I have anything else to add to that.
I'm just excited for where MLP is going in general.
I am too. This
because hopefully if this trend works out, we'll continue with G5 whenever that happens.
Yeah. So
maybe G5 will actually be worth giving a damn about.
Yeah. G4 is. Hopefully this keeps going. Hopefully it doesn't fall flat. But I want to stay positive on this. It looks good. So I'm all for this.
Hasbro really is a bro this time.
Yeah. Yeah, they're learning. They can learn.
Can't teach an old dog.
It can happen.
That's dead.
Oh. Anyway, let's move on to fan content. I got a couple songs to feature. 3, actually. So let's get...
More than a couple.
Yeah. A couple.
3's a crowd.
Yes, but I don't want to say I have a crowd of songs. Actually, that doesn't sound too bad, but whatever. I got 3 songs. So let's get to them. First song I have is Cupcake Rush by Violet Pony. This is a fun and bouncy song, pretty much like the pony on the cover. It's a Melbourne, really fast, energetic song, so it might not be super pony related. I mean, there's nothing in the song, but I don't care. It's fun, and there's pony on the cover, so there you go.
All right, slap a pony on the cover.
Hey, it's a good song.
Yeah, it's got a nice build in the beginning, though. I like the build, and it reminds the music. It's a lot of the main, I guess, melody line or whatever, riff, whatever, reminds me of the music from the Jurassic Park game from the Super Nintendo.
I don't think I played that one, so I don't recognize it.
Probably didn't. But yeah, if you have played that or just look on YouTube for Jurassic Park SNES soundtrack, it's very similar. And the voice is weird, though. I don't know what the heck that was about, but it works.
Yeah, that's
it's odd.
If you've listened to Violet's other stuff, there was just a while back there was just a random stuff of him just yelling into a microphone, and he found one line that he said, so he used that here, and it worked.
I guess so.
Yep,
it's fine.
It's fine. That's all I'm gonna get out of you.
It's bouncy. It was fun.
It was fun.
A bit weird.
Anyway, the second song I've got this week is Second Hoof Medley by Exiarch. This one, it's a mashup, similar in vein to his earlier Essence of Being a Pony, which I believe we featured.
Yeah.
This one's interesting. It's got some really cool parts to it, with a nice mellow, but still driving beat to it. But I will say it's got a few lesser points in it.
Yeah.
I still think it's worth a listen, just because the good parts I think are good, really good. Like a bunch of good, really good parts connected to each other by not as good parts is what I got.
Yeah, it's a mashup. And I think for me the weird parts were just the weird audio weirdness, just because he was forcing them into another key, and it made it go what?
There were a couple points
because hey, guess what? You're forcing into another key by it, and the key that's very far away from the key was in, so it sounds really weird, and artifacts, and oh god, stop!
There were a couple points that.
Also, it was kind of long.
It was a little over 5 minutes.
Yeah,
6 minutes long.
It's getting pretty. That's like and especially with the kind of odder spots. I mean, if it wasn't for those, if he could have found a way to do it cleaner or just change the key of the song in general to make it all fit better, it probably would have been fine. But
I still think it's worth a listen, even with the lesser parts. Whether you want to download or not, that's up to you. But at least give it a listen and decide for yourself. The next one I have, and last one I have, is My Sweet Peace, remixed by Electric Explosion.
Red azalea grows, I'm alone in my repose. Paradise, though slowly it grows, it has life beyond our own.
This is, I don't know if you remember, we did feature the original one a little while back. We really like that one.
Great
this
song.
one, it keeps the original feel
Mm-hmm.
while still putting its own spin on it.
Yeah.
So it's not hugely different, but I think it's still really well done, I think.
Yeah, it's for one thing, right off the bat, the biggest difference initially is the echo effect in the beginning.
Yeah.
Initially. That is kind of like interesting. It's like, I hope that's not it. I was like really thinking, I really hope that's not it.
It's not.
Because no, eventually you get like finger snaps as part of it, and then there's a little bit of electronic music starts creeping in.
Yep.
And whatnot. It's a pretty solid remix of a great song. I think I still prefer the original, but it's still pretty
I think a little
solid.
bit too. Well, I think one thing in the original, the second verse and near the ending, they had sort of where it drops into a little bit more heavy part. This one doesn't have that as much.
Yeah, it doesn't have that.
It's like, I kind of missed that, but I don't think it would have worked with the style anyway.
No, not this way this remix went.
But it was still really good. So that's what I've got.
Yeah.
So, do you have any fanfics?
Yes, I do.
You do.
I have one.
You have one.
And it's a side story to one I featured before. It's Twilight Sparkle versus Modern Technology by Monochromatic. And that sounds familiar because it's from the Enchanted Library.
It is.
Which it tells you in the story. It's very silly.
It is.
It's basically, Twilight Sparkle versus Modern Technology, as it says on the tin.
No.
Basically, Rarity brings in technology that, Twilight there, who has been locked up in a library for a very, very long time, and she sees and freaks out.
Yep.
In a happy manner.
Yep.
And it's very goofy.
It is. It's great.
So, it's the same author and everything, so it's fun. And if you like the Enchanted Library at all, you'll probably like this.
It fits right in.
It's good. There's nothing really much to say about it, but it was fun. I liked it, and it's silly, and yeah, check it out.
Yep.
And in the updates, one thing updated, which I did mention last time, but Fractured Sunlight, it finished.
It's done.
I wasn't sure. I just finished. I have to just talk about overall, very, very nice story. Endings left open-ended.
Yeah.
Overall is nice.
It was.
I wasn't sure because last time I was like I wasn't sure how they're gonna end it. It's like it could go bittersweet, it could go bad. I don't know how he's gonna end it, and it wound up being fine.
It did. It was fine.
It was good. I liked it. I enjoyed the whole ride. I guess
ride.
Well, I enjoyed is being used liberally here.
Liberally,
because some parts is very
screaming
sad
at the screen.
Yeah, pretty much. But it was fun.
It was.
It was a very nice journey, and I do not regret featuring it. I do not regret reading it.
Yeah, I liked it. It was a good read.
I don't think he's planning a sequel.
Ouroboros
said he is not doing a sequel.
Yeah, I didn't hear any rumors of that, so.
I think he said, it's one of those maybe, but don't count on it. So there's it. You go. Nothing else updated as far as I saw.
All right. So yeah, that's it. That's everything. We are at the end of the episode. So.
At the end of my voice.
Have to go get you some water or something. So yeah, if you liked what you heard and you want to listen to more, you can find all of our episodes past, future, present at pony411.libsyn.com. So go there and download them. You can also find us on iTunes. Search for Pony411 to go subscribe and have it auto-download for you. You can also find us on Stitcher.com or on their mobile app, so just search for us there. You can also find us on YouTube, youtube.com/Pony411. So go there, like the videos, subscribe to us, comment, go to it. We also air on Ponyville FM, Tuesdays when we have an episode at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're also on Ponyville Live, so you can check us out there. It'll update whenever we update.
Mm-hmm.
If you would like to contact us, you can email us. We are pony411podcast@gmail.com. So send us comments, criticisms, suggestions. If you just want to say hi, you can use that too. So yeah, We are also on Facebook, facebook.com/pony411. Go like us there. We update whenever there's updates. You also find us on Twitter. We are at pony411.
Yes.
So go follow us, tweet us. That's the best way to quickly communicate with us.
A shout out to Snuggle Trouble for letting us know about a little problem.
Yeah, that was an interesting one.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Not certain what happened there, but we got it fixed. You can also follow us on our personal Twitter accounts. I am at Alca7raz with a 7 instead of a T and an underscore at the end, and he is at Nemesis Prime 1.
Watch me talk about toys and shipping and
Toys
other
and
shipping and
shipping and more shipping and
2 different kinds of shipping.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
So yeah,
And Halo.
Griffball. Griffball's out. It is both fun and frustrating, just like good old Griffball. So yeah, that's the end of the episode.
Yes.
We hope you tune in next time. We'll figure something out to talk about.
I think I know what we're doing.
We have some ideas.
But I'm not telling you yet.
You'll have to
tune
in and find out then. So, until then, please, pony responsibly. See ya.
Bye.